drive things off the wall.
That's us, man. 24/7.
You should expect the unexpected. I mean,
Make it known that this is all about being 100% authentic.
We are live now.
So with that being said, let's jump right in. So one of the things we wanted to talk about was we wanted to talk about kind of the state of hip hop, right? Over the past, well, it's been years, decades. We've seen killings in hip hop. More recently, we've seen it happen a little bit more frequent, excuse me. And that may be because of the presence of social media. Now we have access, there's cameras, there's videos everywhere. But it seems like we're hearing about it more. And most recent was Takeoff's death, Takeoff of Migos. So from your viewpoint, being in the industry, what's your take on the state of hip hop? How are people feeling? Are artists moving differently now because of everything that's happening?
I'll say my state of hip hop, I say it's lucrative more than it's ever been. You can make a couple of millions now to get a major record deal. And that aspect, as far as on the culture as a whole and how it's moving, I think some things going about to change. I think right now everybody's really trying to see what's going to happen with Young Thug and Lucci,
Mm.
and that's going to really going to set a bar for a whole lot. Because right now you really don't know how they judging hip hop because it's like, are they using the lyrics? Are they not using the lyrics? No one is certain yet. So right now you're in a kind of a gray area. But once everything comes down and sorted out, they're gonna know, okay, they're using lyrics. It's
So,
gonna be evidence that they're using lyrics because they're gonna have a poster board to show you that they're using lyrics. So once that happens, it's gonna be a shift. And every so many years there'd be a shift in the music. Just like when
Right.
drill music came, just like when crunk music came. You see what I'm saying? It's always just like auto tune. Always shift. Like Jay-Z said what he said. It kind of shifted from the auto tune.
Mm-hmm.
right.
It's going to be a shift. I just don't know when it's going to shift. I'm thinking that's going to be the mark. That's going to decide how it's going to shift.
Mm.
Right. Right. Frankie, I got a question for you. And just speaking about that, the shift and the return back to what hip hop once was, and in a different time era, whenever it was. The reason we're questioning whether or not they're going to use lyrics is because now artists are speaking about things that they may or may not have done on record, basically incriminating themselves, right? There used to be a time like when we was all listening to hip hop, people talked about it, but for the most part, these guys was actors. They really wasn't living that life as heavy. And if they were living it, they never talked about it. From your perspective, like as a CEO, but as a big brother to some of these younger guys, do you ever find yourself wanting to pull an artist to the side saying, look, you be you maintain that authentic nature, but watch what you're saying because you're basically snitching on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do you ever find yourself having to pull somebody to the side and say, like, look, dope rhymes, you need to switch that up? Because if that's really how that played out, you basically putting the handcuffs on yourself, man.
Um, yeah, I have talked to my boys. I mean, and my thing is like I really stress it because yeah, it's not like we worry. I'm not. We respect the police, but around here, a lot of artists, it's not the police you got to be worried about. It's the other side. Saying so, and what my experience is, I'm cool with everybody, all colors, all sides, and I really been trying. I really be. I try to look at it from a grown up perspective, from a mature perspective, and try to let them know like you can go this way or you can go this way. The choice is yours. Saying at the end of the day, you still got to make that decision for yourself. I really give them, let them. I show them the picture, but they still have to, decide which way they want to go. Cause like I got two artists who can't stand each other. each
Wow.
other on site if they see each other.
Oh wow.
Only thing that keeps the peace, and the crazy thing is, both of them record at the same studio, on the same mic, in the same booth. But the thing is it's me. They got the respect for me, so they know. Okay, boom. If we do this at the studio, how we gonna record? How we gonna reach our dreams if we doing that? It's almost like
Oh my
you need
gosh.
the same tools to work with, so you can't really, you know what I'm saying? Be a respect, and it got to be a neutral zone at some point. But if it was away from the studio, away from eyesight, they probably have at each other.
But see, that's that.
That's why I tell them when they send it, when they even diss each other in songs. But I tell them like this: as long as you don't say each other's name,
Right.
Listen, man,
use your wordplay. Just don't use each other's name.
that sound like I just need to go to the closest gym, get some closest boxing gym, get some gloves, and just have a good 5 minutes, man.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy, man. I wish it was that easy, Kevin. I swear, I wish it was.
But see, Frankie, what you're speaking about is that big brother role, right? Like we came from the era where there was
Oh,
the
God.
older guys who was able to tell the younger guys, this is how the game is played, right? Your presence, your mentorship, your position in their lives professionally and personally, they have to respect you. Like there's so many young guys who don't have that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that one older guy who they got the respect for to say, like, look, hold on, man, we gotta chill because there's something bigger than
The OG here.
yeah,
And there's
the
something bigger
OG
than
has
us.
spoken
And
for
see, and that's one thing. When I'm around, it's a different attitude. But you got to think, like you sending your kid to school.
Mhm.
You're good at home, but you got to think they're spending 8 hours or 6 hours with the rest. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Mhm.
And that overweighs the 2 or 3 hours you with me. But
right,
what I try to do, I try to show the artist the money, show how they can change their family life and their kids' life. Because when people start making money, your attitude change.
right,
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
You
Well, it's
might dumb out
supposed
for a
to.
while, but sooner or later reality gonna check in because if you get the money and you go broke, humble you down. Get the money and do the right thing, you're gonna continue to do the right thing because you ain't want to mess it up.
right, right,
Mhm.
Best thing I can do for
Yeah.
every artist is show them how they can make money without someone over their neck or having somebody tell them they got to punch a clock. That's their whole thing. I want to punch a
All right.
clock.
So let me ask you this. So let's talk about this before we wrap up. State of hip hop. So I'm gonna be the moderator, right? And it's gonna be a debate between you and Crystal because
Oh
apparently
my
I
God.
got this debate going on. So let me just set the table, right? And say there's an issue with the state of hip hop. We have two opposing sides. We got Frankie on one side, we got Crystal on the other side. Crystal, you are gonna start with your arguments. Go.
So the argument that I had, and of course, I was on social media, and I kind of thought it was an interesting concept, but somebody said that probably in about 7 years, um, the state of hip hop is going to be probably gone or dead because people are tired of this gun violence and this, all the different things that they're thinking is driven from um hip hop and and I kind of agreed with that, because maybe people will continue to make music, but people are going to stop listening to it eventually because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to, they don't care what's coming from it. And so eventually, if you have nobody listening to you, you die out.
All right, so let me make sure
Okay.
I'm clear. Let me make sure I'm clear. Hold on, Frank. I'm gonna give you the floor. Make sure I got it. So you're saying in 7 years, right? Seven
Yeah.
years,
About 7 years. Yeah.
about let's just say between 7 and 8. So around 7 to 8 years, hip hop is going to die out, and there's going to be the next wave, whatever that is, right? That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, thank you,
them
Frankie.
Canadians, man.
I hate the
All right,
moderator.
Frankie.
Um,
What is your response to that, brother?
nah, I don't think hip hop is going nowhere. Like I said, we went up against Dolores Tucker, man. You remember when they put all the CDs in the streets and ran over them? Hip hop this, hip hop that. Right now, if you didn't stop hip hop then, you're not gonna stop it now because now it's $1 billion industry. Hip hop feeds too many people. Hip hop drives the needle on too many different things. Do you realize that Maybach never shoots a commercial? Huawei never shoots a commercial. They do all the commercial for them. You got to realize what all plays a part in hip hop. Your clothing fashion, Balenciaga. Who that introduced to? Us. That when you see a rapper put that on, they're promoting that to us. To go buy it.
I don't never see a
TV
commercial.
shows. You know why? Because the rappers wear it. Why you need hip hop? That's why it's still gonna be here. It's poster boy.
I don't think so. I mean,
Crystal,
like I said,
what's your response to that?
Like I said, I feel like, you know, people are sick of what's happening and what's going on. And you have to have a following in order for you to be successful. When people start dwindling out, you can rap who you want to, but if ain't nobody listening to it, you wearing that stuff for yourself.
Let me
But
ask
you
you
gotta
this.
realize people
Hold
are
on.
not going to win a lot. It's levels. Just like how you gonna graduate to the next level of music, it's gonna be a generation that's gonna graduate to that segment of hip hop.
So
All right, hold on.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm somebody that still listens to '90s music.
Hold on.
R&B.
Hold on, Crystal. Hold on. We got
I'm in '90s
other people.
R&B.
Hold on, Crystal. We got other people want to jump in. Go ahead, Walt.
So I want to ask this question to both of you because what you said, Crystal and Frankie, with your position, Crystal, you're saying the volume at which the gun violence is occurring, but we've seen gun violence and death in hip hop going all the way back to Scott LaRock, right?
Yeah.
Back with BDP. So we're talking about like late 80s, early 90s, hip hop and violence. Like, I mean, KRS-One, the godfather of lyrical
Big L
hip hop, has had on his album cover, he got the Uzi by the window, right? Mm-hmm. So hip hop and gun violence, it's been synonymous for years. Yeah. So what do you think? Because it's hard to say people are tired, because like Frankie said, see Dolores Tucker and them, they rolled over a bunch of CDs in the street because people were tired then, right? Mm-hmm. Then that shifted hip hop a bit, but all that did was create an opportunity for gangster rap to really take off. So why do you think that this is so different, Crystal? Because you still listen to hip hop.
Because I think that of course you're dealing with a different generation. They're more impressionable. I feel like they take things much more literal, and they try, even if they're not necessarily street smart, because I do feel like a lot of them are not really street smart, but they think they are, and so that's where they mess up. Right. And so I just feel like eventually it's getting to the point where it's happening too much. Like you said, Scott LaRock, Biggie, Big L, like these are Freaky Ty. These are people that weren't dying dying because of they were getting killed every 3 months or every month. We're hearing about rest in peace, so and so, rest in peace, so and so. That wasn't happening then.
But Crystal, you gotta realize a lot of it is not dealing with the rap. A lot of it is dealing with street situations. All of it is not because of the industry. A lot of it is dealing with street situations, people being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You someplace you shouldn't have been, or you flossing, you flexing on social media. Like, you got to see what all contributes to that. That just not just, oh, I went to a rap concert and they shot it up.
Well, you don't think that so now see, you're taking it literal, but you don't think all of that is a part of that? You don't think all of that? You don't think that people being spot like Pop Smoke was at home when he got killed. No, he wasn't rapping at the time.
No, he was in California.
But he did put his address online just for them to come find him because he was talking shit.
So before
so I'm asking you this. I'm okay, Walker. I say this. What's the difference of a man sitting in his house with $100,000 on Facebook saying boom, 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 I got this, and he ain't no rap, and his address happened to be on a piece of mail that was there, somebody gonna come rob him.
Right.
$100,000 in your house, you left your address. That's with anybody.
But you're enticing your crowd to come.
But Crystal, hold on. My question is, and Duke,
shut up, Devin.
Correct me if I'm wrong. My question is, the only deaths that really have been attributed to hip hop beef, Biggie and Pac. Every other death in hip hop has been similar to the deaths that we've seen with these most recent artists, like unfortunate situations, wrong place, wrong time.
But do you think that people think that for real?
Spider, hold on.
And I mean, and Walt, being real, the Tupac beef wasn't really based off rap. That was some street stuff between Jimmy Henchman and Tupac that he felt Biggie knew about it.
Right, but I'm saying like those are the only deaths that have been really attributed to hip hop, like a
I
hip
see what you're
hop.
saying.
Outside of other people, right?
Everything else,
No,
every other death that's occurred with the industry has been a result of just hip hop artists being in hood situations, never removing them.
So let me give my how I feel about it. So I feel like rap and hip hop isn't going anywhere. It's a culture. It's huge, right? I think in America, I think at our age, we've matured to a certain level, Crystal, that to us, right? Some of us are like, this has to stop, the death, the killings, all that stuff. But there's always another generation that they, they receive it differently. Not only that, but what's happening in hip hop in terms of deaths, killing, the things that some people are fed up with, it's not affecting other populations or other races. Now, if it began to, then I think you would see people try to put a stop to hip hop. Now, would it be successful? I don't think so.
No.
Let me say a couple of things. First, it's great to see Crystal's gestures on mute. It's hilarious. Then I I actually agree with both of y'all. You see my indifferentness, and is that a word? I don't know, but you see I'm like indifferent. Dev. You see how I'm straddling the fence. You see that, but I will say that I'm leaning towards Crystal, not necessarily in the time frame, because I don't think you could put a time frame on it, but just like any other genre of music, there's always been a shift and a change over time. You know what I'm saying? Rock and roll, you hear hip hop is the new rock and roll. Rock and roll was what it was for a long time before hip hop came in, and now hip hop is what it is. Hip hop is king. Everything revolves around hip hop right now. But there is going to be a time when something else comes. What that may be, nobody knows.
I can tell you what it's going to be. When
be?
hip hop's kind of fade out, and what's going to take the mainstream?
What is
the
it?
limelight? EDM.
And I mean, I can see that. I'm actually a big fan of EDM, by the way.
My thing is like this. I'm a fan of all type of music. I like gospel. I like EDM. Right. I like country. I just happen to work in hip hop, but right. I'm always a knowledge of all type of music. Right. And EDM is going to be because EDM so much. It's so broad.
Yeah, it's
Well, you see, like and then you see some hip hop. Oh, go ahead, Derek, real quick.
Now I was gonna say it's like numbers. It's universal.
Yeah. But then also, and the beats and the cadence is all the same. Mm-hmm. Everybody can get to what it is. But you see hip hop artists also being in EDM, like Waka Flocka does really well in that EDM space. Just to name one. But this is just
and people
gonna start
following that. People gonna start following that.
The old man, get off my lawn.
I'll say this, and
hold on, dude, because I gotta be the old man. I'm telling y'all now, if EDM take the place of hip hop, just understand, I will get a T-shirt, a hat, a license plate, and a whole bumper sticker that says, "I am the old man. Get off my lawn." I will not make it.
and
like I don't like this new. I hate to do it, but the mumble rap era. I don't like the mumble rap era. Boy. I'm not a fan of the drill rap era. It's not me. I don't like it, but I can stomach that more than this EDM. Derek, you did that thing.
Are you for real, man?
I love it. I love it, man. Listen.
It's full of energy, man. It's like a different. It's a different it's a different feel.
Yeah, he don't know what he's missing. He don't know what he's missing.
I do know what I'm missing. Can I make
a confession today?
Sure, go ahead.
So I know that, I have a lot of friends that are younger than me. And so when I say this around them, they get really mad.
Are they in Canada?
I am not a fan of 21 Savage.
Okay.
21 grew on me.
I just don't think that he's a good rapper.
He's gotten better.
Good.
Run that back, Turbo. Say it one more time for the people in the back that don't agree with you.
I don't think that he raps good. He raps good. I don't think he's.
You
I don't
are
like.
no longer from Canada.
I
Go
like
ahead.
him and
Rochester.
I became a follower at 21. Once you listen to him speak, he's a very intellectual guy. Like, and if you listen to him and when he talk, you can learn something from him. So that really would turn me on more of mind and his space in his brain more than his music.
Yeah, he actually has a really good business mind.
Yeah, and not only that, I think once J. Cole put the challenge to him to step his lyrical game up, I think he's done it. He's done it. Nah, listen.
But you know what? But you know what made 21 Savage go?
What's that?
Savage, what helped 21 Savage to become that mainstream when he got with Amber Rose, it really turned him on to a whole different. She changed his outlook on life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the change of point in 21 Savage, Amber Rose, because he never left outside of Atlanta.
And
so I mean, since he got there, she showed him a different life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different audience out here that you ain't even tapping into, and that's what he's been doing. That's why 21 is one of the few artists that can go platinum. A lot of promotion. That's real rap hip hop.
Yeah,
I
think what you're saying though, Frankie, is you're speaking to the current culture of hip hop.
Listen, right, Derek. Hold on, Derek. I was gonna say, listen, I can't get into all the 21 stuff, but he does have some tracks where I'm like, yeah, he's snapping on this one. So
hey, listen to the her loss. Listen to the Her Loss album.
I refuse.
He did his thing.
I refuse.
He did his thing on Her Loss.
I mean, I want to see what everybody sees in him, but I just don't. I
refuse.
I seen him perform on Jimmy Fallon with Drake the other day, and it was like, it was just not even. It was not.
Hey,
listen to one of his interviews, Crystal.
So, but Frankie, what you're saying, I don't want to take away from him as a human. Like, I think a lot of these artists behind the scenes, for real, like, actually, it was the Migos. Like, Dad will tell you, I don't like the Migos as rappers, but as business people, I respect them to the umpteenth degree, because those dudes are doing things in the business space that you gotta respect, right? I respect them. And then they did that card thing with, what's the dude that does the
James Corden.
They did the car karaoke. Carpool karaoke, and you got to hear how musically intellectual those.
Oh yeah.
I respect them. I just don't like their music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think even with 21, I think he can be a respectable guy, a businessman, but as a rapper, not a fan. I'm just not a fan.
You know what? You remind me of? You remind me of myself when I first started listening to E40.
Yeah, I still don't like E40.
It took me a minute to groove on it, but I had to tune my ears to how he rapped. And once I tune my ears to how he rapped, I can understand every word he's saying.
Yeah. Nope. Yo, Frankie.
Same thing with Amigos. When Amigos first come out, a lot of people couldn't understand it, but once you tune, matter of fact, I give you a prime example, Little Baby. A lot of people couldn't understand Little Baby.
Frankie, real quick story.
That's
quick story. I don't be knowing the difference between Lil Baby and the Baby. I just know they.
Oh no, that's different. There's definitely.
I gotta look. The way
it's definitely a difference.
The way I know there's a difference. The way I identify them is the Blockhead one and the one that had the song with Kirk Franklin.
Hey, so Walt is he's stuck in the 90s with hip hop.
The one that did the song with Kirk Franklin, I like.
That's Lil Baby.
Right.
I'm just saying, as a whole.
The Blockhead one can rap too. I like them. I don't know if I'd listen to a whole album. I just don't be knowing the difference.
But he was in a video floating on sperm,
which was so disgusting. Oh my god!
So listen, yo, Frankie Diggs, money made. On that note, money made music, elite music, record label, CEO, Frankie Diggs, product of South Carolina State University. Man, we appreciate you coming on and chopping it up with us tonight, man. Much respect. Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
And everybody stay safe, man, and just speak and be positive, man, and share the information. That's one thing we gotta learn as Black people. No matter what we do, we gotta learn to share the information.
Ooh, that was good. I like that.
Doubt. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all check out Money Made Records as well as Elite Records. All the artists streaming on all platforms. Let's close it out, man.
And everything.
And I enjoy y'all having me on here, man. I enjoy talking to y'all. Good seeing all you guys too.
My man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Stay blessed and keep doing your thing too.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I gotta do the signature.
Did you forget the conclusion or what?
Come on.
I gotta do the signature.
Come on, man. What
Yo,
are you doing?
In everything you do, take positivity with you. Peace out, y'all.
You're horrible.
Peace, beautiful people. It's your boy Dad. Listen, man. Follow, like, subscribe. 5 Things Off the Wall. We are available on YouTube and IG. 5 Things Off the Wall. 5TOTW. Peace.